lucky to hook up with Koffin Kats from Sailor's Graves Records. We promised we were going to do it last year, but we had a bit of a mishap, and I won't go into it. But all the way from Detroit, non-stop touring band, Koffin Kats. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Vic.
I'm Eric. We're Koffin Kats.
Yeah. Hey. And Vic plays...
I play the stand-up bass, and I sing.
Mr. Balls?
I play the drums.
Right on.
He sings sometimes.
Sometimes, a little bit.
You know, I realized we were getting tires that day, because we when we were going to do the interview, we went up and got tires right by where we were going to do the interview at.
I think that rings familiar. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know, we do so many shows a year. I need little tip-offs to like remember certain things, and that just immediately came to mind was sitting in the tire place going, we might do an interview still, but we got to go to the next show.
What were you guys getting transported around in back then?
We were for a while we were using transit buses, like shuttle buses.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Bunk beds from IKEA.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Looked pretty cool.
They were a lot of fun. They were beat to shit, and the thing is that we would buy them as cheap as we could get them, and they would fall apart on the road for us. And we had one that was awesome, but we started losing shows because it would break down so much, and finally we had to just bite the bullet and go back to being in a normal van, just for the sake of having reliability and not losing shows. Because we hardly, that was one thing we pride ourselves on, is no matter what it took, we would somehow get to the show. But when you're broken down in the middle of the desert or you're on top of a mountain, you're not going to make the show. There's nobody's going to come and help you.
Yeah. And a band like Koffin Kats, you guys got to have something reliable. When the guys in Dwayne at Sailor's Grave Records told me about you guys, he's like, this band just, they play nonstop. And, we hear that all the time. But as far as nonstop touring bands, Koffin Kats are the real fucking deal. I mean, you guys, when you guys come home, it's like this tour right now. What are you going to be back in Detroit at the end of December or
December 16th? We'll get back home.
And then what happens in early 2014?
We get the road again.
Yeah.
We're actually working on it. I can't. Right at this point in time, I can't talk about who we might be touring with, but we'll no matter what, we'll definitely be out on the road doing another tour in mid-January to mid-February, and then we'll probably come home for a couple weeks and then get ready to go back over to Europe. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Do another States tour out to the West Coast, and then get ready to go back to Europe.
And some Canada stuff.
And some Canada stuff, too. We plan, everything we do, we plan half a year ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to map it out, but you guys just keep playing and playing. Europe treats you guys really well.
Yeah, Europe's a blast.
Yeah, I mean, do you think there's some bands that at this stage in their career, if you will, there's some bands, there's a kind of number of bands who feel that they have a bigger draw at shows in Europe than they do in the States. Does that apply to Koffin Kats in any sense?
I honestly think it's this. As far as the draw, I think it's the same in the States as it is to Europe. Really, to us, the difference between touring in the States and touring in Europe is hospitality. And that's something that people coming to the shows, they don't see that. But as far as the way clubs take care of you, and they actually, promoters and clubs, they take more pride in taking care of musicians and just artists in general in Europe. But as far as the fans and friends of ours, I hate saying the word fans. I like saying friends, because anybody that comes to our show to support us, I consider them a friend.
Right on.
But it's every night's hit and miss. We'll be in the middle of the Czech Republic and playing for 3 people, and then the next night we'll play for 300 people. It's the same thing. We'll be in the middle of Illinois. We'll play for a handful of people, and then we'll be in Chicago the next night and have 1,500. Every night's it's the same thing.
Do you have a favorite country in Europe, like maybe Italy or Germany or?
We have a lot of fun up in Finland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
My new favorite's Greece.
Greece. Oh
wow.
That's my new favorite.
Yeah,
That's
Greece is a
cool.
good time.
Like in Athens or where?
Where did we do?
We did Thessaloniki. I'm saying that totally wrong.
Uh-huh.
And then we did Larissa. So
Cool.
I don't know. There were some ruins in those cities too.
Oh, nice.
we
nice.
seen some ancient ruins.
There's some old shit in there.
But there's some big psychobilly fans out there, huh?
No,
Or-
just
energetic. People
Oh,
that
okay.
like
Yeah,
rock
if
and
it's
roll.
live music
Yeah.
for rock and roll, it's good to go.
Because you think that they're I know there's a big psychobilly demographic in parts of Germany, you know.
Yeah.
And
That's the one thing I've
or
always
is that
said.
or is that not true?
No, it's true.
yeah.
It's true.
But the one thing I always noticed about European cultures compared to American cultures is that a lot of people seem more open-minded to just go to a show. Like, oh, what's that stand-up thing he's playing? And they just show up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's so much.
Whether they
cooler.
like it or not is a different story, but they'll at least give it a shot.
Uh-huh.
You know?
You can kind of take it to where we go to a small town in the States. We're talking like a one-horse town where like the live entertainment of the week that showed up. And people will just go because it's something to go and see. We come across that more when we show up in small villages and small little towns in Europe.
Small villages. That's cool, man.
We play some small
It's like, oh,
That's
there's
the
live
shit.
music tonight. They don't give a shit what it is. They're like, it's live music. Let's go see it. And they will stay until 5 o'clock in the morning and drink with you and party with you
Wow.
because it's just what they do.
That's fucking cool. That's cool. What have you guys been using the same booking agency whenever you go to Europe?
We started using booking. We started going to Europe using booking agencies because that's what we thought. That's how you book Europe.
Uh-huh.
You find a booking agency in Europe, and that's how you book the shows. And we've been over to Europe 8 times now.
Wow.
And we figured out after the first 4 times we started talking to promoters and saying, hey, can we just contact you next time we want to come over? And
So you guys are DIYing it, huh? For the most part. Wow.
yeah, we have a friend over there. We have to throw a shout out to Rock.
Yeah.
We have a friend over there out of Slovenia who his company is Flagstaff tour bookings and backline whatnot. He helps us out because we'll give him our schedule, and he's been on the road with us so much over there. He knows the same promoters.
Oh, cool. So it's rock from where?
From Slovenia.
No,
Slovenia.
what's this? Flagstaff.
It's called Flagstaff. Flagstaff bookings. I think that's what he calls it.
Yeah.
Right on.
The Flagstaff. That's a whole nother story.
Okay, we might do that at the end.
Yeah.
We may add that to B-roll stuff.
we can talk about that forever.
Well, when I was chatting with you earlier, you guys, your first music video that we.
It's our first and only.
Okay,
music
first.
video.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say that.
It is. No, you can say it. It's true.
Well, we were psyched. I mean, it's like I think close to 150,000 views now. And it's the way of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was talking with Vic earlier, and I know you guys are so fucking busy, but there's a chance that maybe you guys will maybe make a video.
We had this grand plan of as soon as we got back from Europe, we went straight into the studio.
Yep.
Last summer, and we hammered out the album in a month. And we were telling everyone, hey, we're gonna do a video too. We want to do a video. But at the end of the day, after everything was wrapped up, and when you're out on the road for most of the year, you do need some time to kind of take your personal life and get your personal life in order too. Just taking care of shit with your house. For me, my roof caved in. I had to do that and take care of that myself. And he just bought a house. We had some shit we had to take care of. I mean, real life sets in sometimes, and we did not have time to do a video. And on top of that, we didn't have the money because everything we do comes out of our own pockets. And when we're not on the road, we're not making money. And it's not like I'm saying, oh, we tour so we can get rich. No, we tour so we can pay our bills. We love playing music, but in all honesty, we did not.
The road's has treated you guys well too. These guys look great. I mean, because some people some bands can hack it, some bands can't.
Born on the motor, raised on the